From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Police in Montreal say 15 people have been arrested after a protest was forcefully dispersed at McGill University Thursday. Now, the arrest came after demonstrators had occupied the main administration building on the school's downtown campus, which saw officers in riot gear launch chemical irritants. Pro-Palestinian protesters have been camping out on McGill's lower field since late April, demanding the university drop any investments it has with Israel's military and academic institutions. A representative of the student group says the blockade at the administration building was in response to the global call to escalate for Rafah. Still in Montreal, race cars are not the only elite vehicles set to arrive in the city for the Canadian Grand Prix this weekend, as private jets descend en masse.
Analytics firm WingX projects about 115 business jets in total will land in the Montreal area through Sunday, a roughly 50% jump from the daily average over the preceding month. Last year saw 139 business planes touch down on the event weekend, up more than 40% from 2019, in line with rising demand for private air travel since the pandemic. Environmental activists say emissions are slated to rise because of the race itself and the plane activity around it. However, others argue the event and the private jets that come along with it foster economic activity and tourism in the region. Michelle Zedekian, The Canadian Press.
Meantime, a transit strike in Toronto has been avoided thanks to both sides reaching a framework deal.
The contract talks went down to the wire minutes before the midnight deadline for ATU Local 113, but the union says it reached a deal with the Toronto Transit Commission that included progress on several key issues. Wages, benefits, and job security were among the union's top issues in the round of bargaining. The strike would have brought Canada's most populous city to a grinding halt, idling the TTC's fleet of subways, streetcars, and buses, while Toronto's already congested and clogged roadways would have seen extra traffic. John Kennedy, The Canadian Press, Toronto.
With 50 days to go before the next Summer Games, the Paris Olympics organizers have unveiled a display mounted on the Eiffel Tower.
Paris 2024 President Tony Estanguet says it's fantastic today. We're celebrating the rings on the tower.
It's the greatest symbol of the Games to have the rings in the middle of the city with the Eiffel Tower, which is very, very present in the entire project, from the opening ceremony to the medals for the athletes and the competitions all around.
The tower, nicknamed La Dame de Feu, the Iron Lady, will feature prominently in the July 26, August 11 Paris Games and the following Paralympics. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, it was a dominant win for Boston in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Jaylen Brown scored 22 points. Kristaps Porzingis added 20 in his return from a calf strain as the Celtics powered past the Dallas Mavericks 107-89. Boston led by 29 points in the first half and connected on 16 three-pointers in a powerful start to the quest for an 18th NBA title. Meanwhile, a rematch of last year's Grey Cup ended with another Alouettes win last night. Montreal opened the CFL season with a dominant 27-12 victory over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Quarterback Cody Fajardo threw for 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And finally, a 3-run homer by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. helped the Toronto Blue Jays to a 6-5 victory over the Baltimore Orioles Thursday afternoon. Hurler Yusei Kikuchi allowed 1 earned run and 4 hits over his 89-pitch outing. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.